California is trying to cut greenhouse emissions from the state's cars and trucks, and in a controversial twist, its efforts are putting cash in the pockets of dairy farms across the country. It's the result of an odd but lucrative trade, pollution cuts on farms, in order to satisfy limits on emissions from California's roadways. Among those that could reap a windfall is High Plains Ponderosa Dairy, in southwest Kansas. The dairy's thousands of cows spend their days and nights inside long barns. They've got fans and cooling in the summertime, and they're warmer in the wintertime, but because of that, when your cows poop, it goes on the concrete, and we can collect it all, says Greg Bethard, the dairy's general manager. Right now, that manure goes into big storage ponds called lagoons where bacteria feed on it and release a gas called methane. Methane is the main ingredient in natural gas, burned in home furnaces and stoves. It's also a powerful greenhouse gas. It doesn't persist in the atmosphere as long as carbon dioxide, but while it does, it traps 80 times more heat, helping to drive climate change. Later this year, though, the dairy's manure will instead flow into big tanks, called anaerobic digesters, that will capture most of the methane. The captured methane will go into a natural gas pipeline that's located just a few miles from the farm. That pipeline is connected to gas pipelines in California, which is essential for it to participate in California's emission trading system. California's low-carbon fuel standard sets increasingly strict limits on greenhouse gas emissions from transportation fuels used by California's cars and trucks. Oil and gas companies, which sell gasoline and diesel fuel, have to satisfy these caps on emissions. They can satisfy the law by selling less gasoline, but there's also another option: they can pay for cuts in greenhouse emissions somewhere else. This is where the methane capturing equipment at Ponderosa High Plains Dairy comes in. The dairy is building it through a partnership with the oil company Shell. When they capture methane from manure, they'll be awarded pollution reduction credits, partly for reducing their methane emissions, and partly for delivering a less polluting fuel for use in California's transportation fleet.